Obviously, the people of Atlantic City know my character. Would they elect a criminal?
Look inside your tiny mind, then look a bit harder.
It's definitely
'Cause
racist.
you're so uninspired, so sick and tired of all the hatred you harbor.
I like LaQuetta Small.
So you say it's not okay to be gay. Well, I think you're just evil.
It's definitely racist.
You're just some racist who can't tie my laces. Your point of view is medieval.
Hey, that understood our
baseball
culture. We was having a discussion.
This
and
is
then the property
AC
manager
Primetime
came out there
Radio.
and lo-
This is AC Primetime Radio.
What happened? Why'd you turn the music off? It was so much fun. It's a late night AC primetime webcast because it was breaking news from Breaking AC. You understand that, right? You get it? Do you understand how that kind of works? I love that song. I could play it all night. Hey, thanks for staying up. It's AC Prime Time, and we're celebrating the great job that Breaking AC did tonight with their Meet the Candidates thing, with a group of folks that want to be the next mayor of Atlantic City. Great job. Unfortunately, the incumbent did not show up, Marty Small. Just, what the fuck? That's normal. That's how he rolls. That's how Marty rolls. But anyway, want to take a quick look? I got some screen caps here. If you want to watch the video, go up to breakingac.com. And a little, like a photo slideshow, if you don't mind. See a nice spot there, a nice empty spot where Marty's big, stupid fat ass is sitting. So, fairly well attended, but bear in mind, more people will watch it over the next few days and weeks. Online, YouTube, and breakingac.com. Oh, matter of fact, that's right. Remember we were talking about Marty is very, very busy. We're not really sure why he didn't attend the Meet the Candidates session tonight, but it kind of might tie itself together because last week, September 11th, big 20-year anniversary of when we were attacked here on the homeland, the Twin Towers, big event happening there every year. Jackson Avenue. Marty was supposed to speak as the mayor. Like 1,000 people there. Marty wasn't there. He was in Atlanta with his birds. So that just, kind of reminds you, just in case you were wondering, does he have a good character? No, Marty's a fucking total fuck. But we're okay with that. Oh my God, who the fuck put him in? Who put him in? Did these guys put him in? Cheers. Is that fucking Mo Howard on the left? I'd love to be the waiter for this fine trio of gentlemen. White pants, what the fuck? I don't know. Let me keep going. There's Linda Cohen. She was running the event, the moderator. Way better than any other moderators I've seen down here in Atlantic City or listened to. A lot of them suck ass in a major way. There's Tom Forkin. Nice profile shot of him. Jimmy Whitehead. I like Jimmy. We all like Jimmy. Doesn't matter what he's talking about. If he's talking nonsense, you got to love Jimmy. He's a dangerous salesman that way. You like him, and he'll completely just bullshit you. You're okay, Jimmy. Jimmy's still working on getting me that photo. I asked him for that pic that was taken with him and Dr. Ben Carson when he came down here to Atlantic City. Jimmy, get that for me, please. Thanks. Tom Forkin, sporting the flat top. Sadly, we believe that he will be too much of a gentleman with Marty Small. And Marty Small will, the moment Marty Small goes toe-to-toe with Tom Forkin, it's just stupid. You got to kick Marty in the nuts. Not literally, but figuratively. You got that? Son of a bitch. So it's AC Prime Time. acprimetime.com, the webcast with your main man, the white bread. Once again, trying to be I'm trying to be more tolerant, trying to be more inclusive. I am trying to provide a greater sense of equity. Do not want to be a bigot, even though you see I'm white on the inside, but on the outside I'm brown and tan. You can consider that to be like melanin. How you doing, man? Go to acprimetime.com and get on the email newsletter list. You'll see a bunch of stories that you'll never see anywhere else. But they're all true. But don't mind us. We're just a slice of white bread. Son of a bitch. Oh, I think I'm jumping ahead. That's Marty. I'll get right back to Marty in a minute. Hold on a second. Oh, man. Who's the star of the show tonight? My main man, Cool Mo D. Mo Delgado. Fire and brimstone. Preacher. He's preaching. I can't support him. Because he's preaching. Like Mo, I love you very much. We all love you dearly. But you represent the second largest population in Atlantic City. Hispanics are a close second in terms of total population. That's some political muscle there. That's some, you can pull that all together and get shit done, Mo. But what I'm going to show you, Mo, after you calm down and wipe that foam from the side of your mouth, you don't got to be like a rabid dog. The fuck? Did you get bit by a fucking raccoon? Jesus Christ. Mo Delgado, Cool Mo D. My main man, Mo. The video's available, so I'm not taking this out of context. Mo is, he was preaching, yelling, clean streets, all kinds of crap that every politician talks about. Yeah, you tell him, Mo. Mo Delgado. Cool Mo D, to those in the know. Pointing, I think somebody said, Mo, can I pull your finger? Can I smell your finger? Can I do both? He did win the award. There was a raffle. Best dressed mayoral hopeful. Yeah. Mo Delgado. Not easy. Wearing, not many men can make blue pastel look good. I like it. It's very uplifting. Wait a second. So, okay, I beat up on Mo a little bit. Keep in mind, we love him, even though he scares the fuck out of us. And he represents the second largest group, population, ethnicity in Atlantic City, the Hispanic, Latino. He's the man. Do you think he knows that he can get shit done? No. But when the going gets tough, you know how you know when a politician or a leader is good? Not when he's in the spotlight, everything's looking okay, talk about oppression, shit like that. But you know how you could tell somebody's test their mettle when times are tough, when there's chaotic, when it's time to take charge. Like, remember a few years back when Mayor Marty Small, I think he was a councilman then, Marty Small, this gentleman with the large, giant, bulbous thing on top of this idiotic shirt. Yeah, this is Marty Small stealing the Atlantic City High School principal seat from Lena Gill. This is Marty yelling and screaming at the Atlantic City Board of Education. And there's lovely Laquetta wearing a very attractive pearls, nice yellow, sitting in the front row. You go, Marty. Because you know Laquetta wears the pants in that family. It ain't fucking... Marty literally, possibly has a vagina. Am I allowed to say that? I can, because we don't know what gender. I don't want to misgender you. I can see the headlines tomorrow. Slice of White Bread claims that Mayor Marty Small has a vagina. He might. How would you know? Marty needs to explain himself. Maybe he can host the next Miss America show and then discuss his what kind of equipment he has down there. I love the podcasting world. Isn't it fucking great? But that's Laquetta in the front, and you can just look at her face, man. Marty, you get up there and claim that the entire city of Atlantic City is racist against you. People of our skin tone. Marty, my husband, Mr. Mayor Marty Small, this is Laquetta, your lovely beau, speaking. Remember that night when we were talking, having a discussion, Marty? You and me were having a discussion, and a baseball bat fucking fell out of the car, and what happened? It was a racist Atlantic County
I
thing.
had a baseball bat and a sprained ankle, and at the time, my fiance, now my wife, was living in Mays Landing Village, and we was having a discussion, and then the property manager came out there, and lo and behold, when I opened the trunk, the bat fell out, and then they tried to make her say that I hit her. You know what goes on in certain areas in Atlantic County. Don't play stupid.
Do you get a little kick out of being small-minded? You want to be like your
Hi, Marty.
father, it's approval you're after.
I love you,
But
Marty.
that's not how
You
find
too, Laquetta. Come on, man. You and me together.
Do you really enjoy living a life that's so hateful? Cause there's a hole where your soul should be, you're losing control.
Come on, baby.
And it's really distasteful.
Everybody together now. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck you, fuck your very, very much. 'Cause we hate what you do and we hate your whole crew. So please don't stay in touch. Fuck you, fuck your very, very much. 'Cause your words don't translate and it's getting quite late. So please don't stay in touch.
That's really very, very disrespectful. It's Mo Delgado foaming at the mouth tonight. Foaming at the mouth of Mo Delgado. Sounds like a podcast. Foaming at the mouth with your main man, Cool Mo D. Anyway, so this is why I lost faith. It's taken me 20 minutes to finally get to my point about why Mo Delgado is might not be the best mayor. Doesn't even have a shot. But I love him anyway. He's the boy. He's the man. This is when, like I said, take a look at Mo over here. This is the night when Marty was calling everybody a racist, and how dare you not let his lovely Laquetta become the next, or actually kick out Lena Gill from the principal position at Atlantic City High. No reason. But Barry Caldwell, the superintendent. Yeah, the Barry Caldwell. That dumb fuck. Yeah, we gave him the 12% raise, even though he's already trying to leave. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's a fuck. Yeah, he's useless. But the everybody supports him. Even Ventnor. That man, Michael Chupelis. Even Ventnor voted to give this douche 12% raise. I'm talking about Barry Caldwell. But anyway, getting back, this is the night when Mo Delgado could have... Boy, I take a long time to get fucking stuff out of my mouth, don't I? To make a point. This is Mo Delgado. And he did nothing. He's hiding. He sat there, idly by, and let Marty just steamroll the Latin community, the Hispanic community of Atlantic City, calling everybody racist. Bangladeshis, white, black. Marty sees everything through the lens of race and skin color. Marty, of course, is a complete embarrassment to the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King, because Marty judges everything by skin color. Marty doesn't judge anything about that thing called character, something that Marty doesn't have. And we all know that. He didn't show up to the webcast, the Meet the Candidates thing with Breaking AC tonight, last week, ignores the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, supposed to be the guest speaker. That's why you may not want to bring your kids here to the Atlantic City School District. But this is why Mo Delgado has to get out of the race right now. This is when he could have said, no, Lena's staying there. Lena is going to stay as the Atlantic City High School principal. This is when a leader needs to step up, and Mo didn't. Hiding. You got to fight fire with fire. Marty's a paper tiger. And that's the puppet master, Laquetta, wearing the pants of the family. It's a fucking school board right there. Yeah. You think anybody who's a candidate to become the next mayor knows how to whip this crew into shape? Hell no. Just, it's great. It's great. It's freaking great. It's pretty sickening. It really is. Wait a second. One more time. That's Mo foaming at the mouth like a honey badger. Good dresser, though. Jimmy Whitehead, Tom Forkin thinking about something very esoteric to say. But none of the candidates are focused on, hey, everybody, you make me the mayor, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make the city safer. Right off the bat. You know what that also includes? Make the Atlantic City School District safer. That whole thing, it's not going to operate the way it's been operating, in the dark. You got to go after that school board. That's 1/3 of the city. Nobody wants to talk about that. Pedophiles on the boardwalk? Working on that at all? And drugs, fentanyl, what's up? Crime has to be dealt with first. Has to be dealt with first. And then and that includes getting that school district safe, figuring out how a pedophile predator roamed the elementary schools. That's, Laquetta and Marty's cousin, having sleepovers, gets pushed out of that job. A couple months later, the state hires him to help kids. How did that happen? Who signed off on that? Nobody has the gumption. Nobody has the balls to ask questions like that or to it. These guys, these candidates, trying to be the next mayor, their entire time up there should have been shitting on Marty, because it would be easy because there's so many things that you could say to remind people how much of a horrible, horrible mayor he is. These guys, these candidates really believe that they're intelligent, fairly thought out ideas of clean streets, redevelopment of non-casino, all that bullshit that you hear for the past 10 years. But nobody wants to talk about the stuff that's really ugly. But that's what you can bring. That's how you get Marty Small out of office. Nobody wants to talk about how he and his wife fucked things up really bad with the school district. And you let that slide. Marty was mayor. Now, let me just go through some of these pictures. There's Marty, nice empty spot right there. They should have been ganging up on Marty, because that's the issue. None of these knuckleheads are going to do anything for Atlantic City. You got to get rid of the really bad people, and Marty qualifies. Damn it, I want Frank Gilliam back. It's a safer bet. This is the part of the evening where everybody had to act out their favorite animal. And Jimmy here was a panther, a black panther. It was good. It was pretty scary. Mo. No matter how pretty, no matter how beautiful a woman that you place next to Tom Forkin, Tom is still very unattractive. Just, I don't, you know what I'm saying, Tom. This is Tom Forkin photobombing a lovely lady. Anesthesia, one of those people to help you go to sleep when you're getting something removed from your sternum or something like that. Frank Bertino. Frank Bertino is the nicest guy. But don't fuck with him. I love Frank Bertino, Atlantic County Commissioner. Frank Bertino. I've seen him in action. Like, remember I talked about how Mo Delgado totally wimped out when it was crunch time to protect that seat, that Atlantic City High School principal seat? Yeah, we'll give that up. The Hispanic principal that was beloved, doing a great job. Principal of Atlantic City High School, Lena Gill. Marty comes in there. Stupid. But anyway, getting back to Jim Bertino. Nicest guy. Don't fuck with him. That's his new campaign slogan. Not really. He might consider that. Wait a second. Let me write that down. Jim Bertino. Really nice guy. Don't fuck with him. He's fair, but don't fuck with him. I've seen him in action on video. He's the greatest. But holy jeez. All night long during that Meet the Candidates, all the candidates should have been taking turns shitting on Marty. But it wouldn't be made up stuff. It'd be real stuff. Talk about all 13 of his, when he was arrested, 13 times. You get little plays, like act out things, like 3-minute impromptu plays. Like in scene 1, we can go back to when Marty was selling drugs in a school zone. You can act it out real quick. In scene 2, this is the kind of meet the candidates I want to say. I rather see immediately, if not sooner. In scene 2, Marty is he setting fire to something, or is he setting fire? Or is it voter fraud? So much excitement and assault with a fucking crutch or something. Fuck. 13 times. And then in the chilling climax, we then find out that Marty is acquitted of all 13 charges because Marty's the man. That's why he's on the hook. He's the ultimate puppet. Oh. Marty? All right, click to the next slide, please. Can we go to the next PowerPoint slide? Is it stuck? Why? I'm sorry, wait a second. Can somebody reset the PowerPoint? Stop. What? Are we done with this slide? Can we go to the next slide? Technician man, my technician, he's not paying attention. Can you click it? Click it. And I want to see a much nice, oh, this is a nice picture. It really is. There you go. It's much better. Holy fuck. Oh, we should have a contest. There you go. Cheers. Oh, this is just... The photograph here was taken just minutes after Gary Hill, he's on the left there, in the pink blazer, and he's standing next to Mr. Vince Mazzio. Yeah, the abortion guy. Yeah. They were just discussing the likelihood that Vince's bill, the reproductive baby slaughter, I don't know what it is, but Vince wants to tell you all about it. Vince is into his abortion thing. You should ask him about it. Ask Vince about the bill he's sponsoring, the abortion sponsorship, or any. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But you don't have to smile about it. But I know Vince is pretty excited about it. He's doing a solid for Phil. Now, if we only had journalists like King James L., when's that going to happen? This is journalism for Atlantic City. Henry Hank Green. Atlantic City should get back into the male modeling business. These two handsome characters. They're black and they're proud. Brother Steve Young and James King L. Black Men United. Good guys. But this guy right here, he's suave, he's cool, but watch out. See, Steve and I would get along, but the level of melanin is not good for Steve. Not to his liking. Somebody tells me. Somebody tells everybody. It scares the hell out of me. When I met Steve Young the very first time, I think at the chambers of Atlantic City Council, he's dressed nicely. He looks like a guy you want to approach, say, how are you, sir? And he was really kind and nice and charming and all that. And then I watched him speak. I go, holy moly. I don't think he likes me because of my color. But look, I'm working on trying to be more inclusive, more equity, whatever the fuck that is. See the brown on the side? Judge a man by the content of his character, not his skin color. Even though you are a very dark, a beautiful man, celebrating. I watch your show on the Gospel Channel, where you yell at people and stuff, especially white people. I love you, Steve. Sometimes you have to just hear different points of view. We love Steve, but we're afraid of him at times. Really. Next mayor of Atlantic City. The guy has heart. I'm telling you, I think Jeffrey Fauntleroy would do well. Hope you like these pictures. This is a photograph of Congressman Jeff Van Drew on the left and Atlantic City Councilman Jesse Kurtz on the right. And they are looking at, on Jesse's iPhone, the most recent AC Primetime report with the White Braid Reporter. They're enjoying the video. Jesse's a big supporter of mine, and as you can see, Jeff Van Drew enjoys the White Braid Report on AC Primetime, the webcast. Thank you very much. Not sure where Jesse got that jacket, that coat, or whatever that is, a protective outer layer, an exoskeleton. I'm sorry, Jesse. I don't mean... Oy vey. But, Jeff, I hope you enjoy having Jesse go through AC Primetime and showing you all the different navigational links you can enjoy. This is my brother Steve Young. Yeah, he has invaded Stockton. Here he is with some young, white, impressionable youth. 1619 Project, all that kind of stuff. Learn how to hate yourself. Steve's good at that. Look at Steve, looking all friendly and shit. Anyway, we still love Steve. He's brother Steve Young, but it looks as if he has successfully breached security at Stockton. He's in here talking to Stockton University kids. Who let him? It's a silent insurrection. That's right, a silent insurrection by brother Steve Young. Matter of fact, he was arrested. Steve, hey, Marty has nothing on brother Steve in terms of engagement with the public safety folks. Steve, based on his last podcast, said that he's been, in his lifetime, arrested 30 times. Take that, Marty Small. Low-rent punk, 13 times arrested, Marty. Steve here has been arrested 30 times. That's what he said. But anyway, do keep in mind there's it's a quiet insurrection here inside Stockton. Brother Steve Young, because he's also best known for being the leader, the focal point of the Expressway 7. That's right, the Expressway 7. Blocking streets and highways. Hey, why are you arresting us? I don't know. Must be high levels of melanin. That's the only thing I could think of. That's what the Atlantic City Press told me. Stupid. There you go. I like this picture of Marty. That's your mayor. There you go. Oh my God.
You say think we need to go to war? Well, you're already in one. Cause it's people like you that need to get slew.
Obviously, the
No
people
one
in Atlantic
wants
City
your
know my character.
opinion.
I like LaQuetta Small.
Fuck you from your very, very mouth. 'Cause we hate what you do and we hate your whole crew. So please don't stay in touch. Fuck you from your very, very mouth. 'Cause your words don't translate and it's getting quite late. So please don't stay in touch.
Think that's too offensive playing that song all the time? You're like an earworm. Anyway, just in case, the candidates for Atlantic City mayor, the ones that spoke tonight. Yeah, that session, that live session, meet the candidates, the one that Marty Small, the mayor, didn't go to. Yeah. The one thing that they should be talking about constantly is some of the nasty stuff that Marty Small was involved with. He was the mayor when Atlantic City got destroyed, the riots of last summer. Marty was mayor. Magically, nobody could figure out, oh, they're going to do a little window shopping. Marty was the mayor. Lost all those jobs. Millions of dollars of losses in losses. Retail. Some stores, some restaurants never opened up again. And who was the mayor? Was it Lori Lightfoot? Wrong city. Jim Kenney? Wrong city. Wrong again. Who else do I have? Bill de Blasio? Not quite ready with an answer. Oh, Mayor Marty Small. All those cities I mentioned, all hell broke loose. And Marty, they were, destroyed the city. Still waiting, Marty. Marty, I'm still waiting for that Black Lives Matter money that was all that money was donated. I'm telling you, you and Kaleem, you said that money's going to make its way to Atlantic City. Where is it? Anyway, let's get back to what's most important. The candidates need to be on offense all the time and put down their nice but ineffective strategies, and they got to go for the jugular with you, Marty. They all the candidates so far have failed to properly expose and explain how dangerous you are. And your lovely wife, LaQuetta, who, God forbid, will become the next superintendent of schools in Atlantic City. Holy cheese. With some of that behavior, I don't think you guys should be making big decisions about school children. Because I can't figure out why you're not sending your kids to Atlantic City public schools. I don't think Ernest Colsey, he doesn't send his kids to public schools. Why not? Why not? Don't you support public schools? Oh, that's right. That's right. LaQuetta Small, principal of Atlantic City High School, where only 25% of students can pass a basic math or English test. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. So it's kind of, I just turned my comments on. I think I can highlight stuff. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's technology. Okay, Jasmine Amy Barnett. She says, Marty Small is a cheap ass. I would tend to agree. Oh, good. Let's see here. Mike checking in. Thank you, Mike. Of course, Derek is saying, yo, Jimmy Whitehead, they talking about you. They say they like you a lot, but sometimes you go into left field with the. We like Jimmy Whitehead. He's a Navy man. How can you not like Jimmy Whitehead? How can you not like Jimmy Whitehead? Well, I'm a little disappointed. So far, he has not. I asked him for a copy of that photograph, but with him and Dr. Ben Carson when he came to Atlantic City a couple months back. Black neurosurgeon, unbelievable story. Oh, he had an R next to his name. Didn't matter what he looked like. Yeah, until we start to identify people who do great things and separate that from the political side. That was pretty low down. That just shows you the level of professionalism and unity. That's why I have no respect for Marty Small. When you do stuff like that. And Jimmy, yeah. Let's go back to the other comment. I like this better. Marty Small was a cheap ass. Is that true, that story? Because I can't. It's all alleged. And there's so much bullshit that flies around. Does Marty Small go in and not pay for his takeout? Is that true? Hey, I'll get right back to you on that one. What's the bill? $142.62. You know what? I left my billfold in my SUV. Yeah, the new one I just bought. Yeah, taxpayer supported, yes. Do you mind if I go back out in my SUV, that $90,000 SUV that the taxpayers bought, and let me come right back and pay you my bill for these delicious lobster meals? That's not true, is it? Is there any truth to that? I hear that a lot, but I will not believe it because I believe that Marty is an honorable man. Except when it comes to his cousin Cayenne Frazier, who he knew, and his wife, Laquetta, knew, that he's bouncing around. And even after he got kicked out of doing substitute work inside the Atlantic City elementary school system, the state hired him. The state hired him. Child Protective Services. How'd that happen? Who signed off on it? Nobody asks those questions. That's why I hate everybody now. I don't trust nobody. Press of Atlantic City, they got to bring that up more often. That's a no-brainer. That's a big, giant matzo ball hanging out there. That's the elephant in the room. I don't know how any parent can say, I know sometimes you don't have choice, but you got to keep an eye on the school board in that school. You got to take this seriously. It just gets worse otherwise. That was such a massive breach of security in regards to your kids. Holy crap. And people knew about it. But the community's keeping it on the down low. We keep it on the down low. We talked about it enough. Yeah. Well, when people in other parts of the world, when this kind of shit happens, they never let it go down. They never forget about it. They root it out. They exterminate it. That kind of shit can't become normalized. Like transgender story time. That I know Stockton supported that. I get it. Let's stay away from the kids and protect the kids. You okay with that, Laquetta? Barry? Marty? Cayenne? I know you are. Cayenne, you look good in orange. Man, do I hate when people in charge, people in power, disrespect kids and the elderly. That's the most despicable. How they treat people in nursing homes and how politicians, they really don't represent our best interest. Their job is to keep our kids safe in the school district. Didn't happen. They don't even say, hey, we're sorry about what happened. It's never going to happen again. Here's the stuff we're going to do to make sure a child predator will never roam within the Atlantic City School District. In the normal world, in other school districts, they be saying that pretty fast. But not in Atlantic City because, as Marty Small has told me numerous times, it's the culture. That's right. It's the culture.
Obviously, the people of Atlantic City know my character. Would they elect a criminal?
I want to say that I am not aware of what Mayor was talking about. I don't know anything about the Callaway situation.
Google it.
I don't know anything about it. I'm just saying that's on you. That's all. That's all I'm.
Well, be a responsible journalist and find out.
Fair enough.
That's so stupid. That's our journalism. Don't let that douche become a moderator for the next political debate. Use Linda Cohen. Why is this slide on again? Can we move the PowerPoint along? Can somebody get some WD-40 for that laptop, the keyboard? It's sticking. We're on the clock. It's a very lovely photograph of the governor of Pennsylvania, Tom Wolf. He's in the red tie. I'll just leave that there, okay? What do you think, Al Thomas? Al Thomas speaks the truth. So watch some of the videos up on YouTube and AC Prime Time. There have been people trying to stop this predator for a long time. Get psychological counseling. Get help for any victim that this scum, Cayenne Frazier, perpetrated. Cayenne Frazier, cousin of Marty Small's wife, Laquetta. Mr. Frazier did live in the small residence for a while. And yeah, Cayenne Frazier, the gentleman there in the middle of the screen, in the lovely orange top. Orange is the new black, as they say. Stupid. Sleepovers. It's unbelievable that the parents in Atlantic City are not up the ass of the school board and the mayor 24/7. This is the future of Atlantic City. This is not even talking about the shitful education your kids are getting inside the school district of Atlantic City, led by that gas bag, useless POS, Barry Caldwell. Atlantic City School District, Atlantic City High School, principal, my lady, Laquetta Small. She's the principal of a school where just 25% of students can pass a basic math or English test. Way to go there, Laquetta. Things are doing well, it seems. You don't want to push the kids too hard, you know. Maybe they're still getting those stimulus checks. Is that happening? All right, Laquetta. Boy, it's getting tired. I'm getting tired. Look at Marty. He's got the Eagles jersey on. He's just a young man. He's a councilman here over there at Triax 57 Studios. Young man. Looking forward to becoming the next mayor. And he's speaking to a very professional, handsome, very intriguing interviewer. He's white, this interviewer, but Marty seems to he's taking a shine into whatever this guy is wearing the white shirt. Marty likes this guy. Look at him. Look at the sparkle. Look at the sparkle in Marty's eyes. Let's go in here a little bit. There you go. Well, thank you, Jasmine, Amy, Barnett. Indeed, Marty Small is a cheap ass. That's correct. Let me get rid of that. That's here we do that. And for those of you who would like to have me say James Whitehead again, there you go. Thank you, Derek. Okay. Look at Marty's smiling eyes. Okay. There you go. One of Marty's best friends. I think that's about it. I'm getting real tired. Well, these are good pictures. Phil Murphy, Governor Phil Murphy, and my man Jeffrey Fauntleroy. Pretty sure these two gentlemen were discussing the opportunities in cannabis, marijuana, hooch, smoke, weed, hooch, whatever, marijuana. This is where Governor Murphy should have appointed or anointed Jeffrey Fauntleroy as czar of all Jersey weed. His job is not to deal with the contractual bullshit and retail and licensing. No. Jeff's job, $200,000 a year, paid for by the state of New Jersey, signed off on by Governor Phil Murphy. Jeffrey Fauntleroy would become basically the guy in charge of testing all of the product in the cannabis space. Edibles, flour, oils. Jeffrey Fauntleroy would be kind of a terp expert. Is that what it is? Terpenes? Everything weed, Jeff would be on the ball, getting paid for it. He would have to test the potency of these cannabis-based products. And I think Jeff would take that job. Remember, Jeff, $200,000, and you must test all the cannabis products sold within the boundaries of the state of New Jersey. They do call it the Garden State. Pretty sure this is exactly what happened right before this photo was taken of Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey and Jeffrey Fauntleroy, councilman for the city of Atlantic City, where it's always a great fucking day. Especially at 10 o'clock every night when the 10 o'clock curfew goes off. And at that point, everybody under 18 immediately stops their looting, fighting, smoking, drinking, copulating, and they go immediately home. That's exactly, it's been working. It's been fucking working. I'm telling you, man, if I had a choice, I would trade in Marty and George probably. I would keep George in maybe. I bring back Frank Gilliam and Jeffrey Fauntleroy, the respected Atlantic City team of 609. Can you imagine seeing these guys come down the street? They're not going to have a discussion with you about the benefits of voting for these guys. They're going to tell you exactly why you must vote for these two guys. And you're going to like it. You're going to like having Frank and Jeff make those suggestions. Most likely you will immediately invite them in for lemonade. If you got something in the fridge you can, cook up real quick, all the better. If it's a warm day, it could be a pleasant experience seeing these guys come to your house. Because these guys are busy. This is the kind of candidate. These are the kind of politicians. I went back in the city. I want these guys back in the city of Atlantic City. I just think sometimes you're a little ahead of your time. Because Jeffrey Fauntleroy will one day be the mayor of Atlantic City. Here he is, right behind Phil Murphy. And he's right next to Frank Gilliam. And over here you see the forehead of George Tibbet. We all love George too, but sometimes you get involved with the wrong crew, you make the wrong decisions because you got to protect. Yeah, we get it. But part of the job, we have to make fun of you for that. That's the price you must pay. Holy fuck! Why did you guys vote for Murphy? Things aren't better. Not at all. Frank should be the governor or the mayor. Yeah. Yeah, Marty Small was the mayor of Atlantic City when this kind of shit happened. This was the walking insurrection. Let's destroy the lifeblood of Atlantic City, all the retail. Not just steal inventory, destroy property. Let's put a lot of people out of work. How about if we do that? A lot of these stores didn't reopen. Marty Small was like standing down hours and hours go by. Steve Young, best known not only as the leader of the Expressway 7, but he's also known for that phrase that'll go down in history. We're going to do a little window shopping. Everybody knew what they were going to do. But Marty played along. All these cities played along. Philadelphia, Chicago. Holy crap. Yeah, is it okay? Let's all have a little conference call. Everybody get on. Bill de Blasio, New York, here. Jim Kenney, Philadelphia, here. Lori Lightfoot. Beetlejuice, here. Who else? What other large Democratic city would like to opt in to have your city destroyed over the next 48 hours? Raise your hand. Marty Small was one of the people that raised his hand. But of course, he's always overshadowed by Lori Lightfoot, Bill de Blasio, Jim Kenney. Stupid. Let's destroy our city. Brought to you by Mayor Marty Small. This is what the candidates, this is what you got to do to become the next mayor of Atlantic City. Don't tell me about diversification and cleaning the streets up and we need more marketing. Just shut the fuck up about that. You're just yapping and yapping. You got to go for the jugular. Nobody talks about how many bad things Marty is a part of. One of my favorite things that Marty Small got arrested for, election tampering or fraud or something. How about, who knew? Who could have figured that one out? The Expressway 7. I think Steve's always talking about how it was so wrong that he was arrested. Because it's all about freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is cool. Not in the middle of the street. That's breaking the law. But Steve keeps on beating that drum, man. I love Steve, but he's breaking the fucking law. But I will tell you this. The Expressway 7 thing, that's badass. I love that whole phrase. Even though it's complete bullshit, it's good bullshit. I love Steve. Oh, if you notice in the back of this photograph right here, motherfucker, fucking AC Mike. He's fucking crazy. He's fucking everywhere. AC Mike, he's right there. See him? There he goes. That's AC Mike. He might be the mastermind of the Expressway 7. How would we know otherwise? Fucking AC Mike, he's everywhere. This Black Lives Matter protest is AC Mike approved. I love AC Mike. He still sucks at pickleball, but I still like him. The Expressway 7 getting down. Yeah, there's nothing illegal about this at all. Just walk right up into the Atlantic City Expressway. Yeah, there's nothing. Totally constitutionally protected. But, let's talk about good things about Marty Small. When brother Steve Young was having a rally, he has many of them in front of the public safety building where the cops are, the Atlantic City Police Department. Yeah, the folks that put their lives on the line all the time. Yeah, well, Steve was there, a couple other, maybe about 100 other people, just yelling about cops are bad, white people need to be exterminated, yeah, that kind of stuff, yeah. I was there for it. I was there for all the Steve Young things. Right in front of the cops, right in front of the public safety building. But they let Steve let a little steam off is what I'm trying to say. But getting back to what Marty did well. So Marty rents this van, this advertising van with a digital side, and there's speakers that are built into this van, and he kept on driving up and down. And he had audio playing. Vote for Marty, and then TV commercials running on this screen. Vote for Marty Small, all kinds of stuff. It was fantastic. It was guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing at its best. There's Marty. He hates this picture. Okay, and we're almost done because I have to go to sleep. Whatever you do, be really careful. Do not, I know you think you have to, but doing a debate with the moderator being a complete tool, like Scott Cronick, he follows the pinky rules. Yeah, that's where he goes, okay, you ask a question. Okay, now you do. Totally unprepared. It sucks. He's a food and entertainment writer. He's horrible at being a moderator of a political back and forth. I'm telling you, he's bad, and he follows the pinky rules. Just come in, wing it, be lazy, don't ask the tough questions. Every time somebody opens their mouth, they got to talk to Marty. Marty, what took you so long to protect all the businesses in Atlantic City during the riots of 2020? Yeah, they weren't the peaceful protests. They were the riots. And, of course, Scott Cronick also works for a newspaper that spreads those inaccurate facts. That's the misinformation. You know. Scott Cronick and even Harry Hurley. So both sides, one's a far lefty, Scott Cronick, social justice warrior, and Harry Hurley considers himself conservative, but he's kind of like one of those scumbag conservatives. His best friend is Phil Murphy. These radio and newspaper people have been compromised because they are financially kind of handcuffed in one way or another. I understand that, small market. But you're not getting all the truth about stuff. It's sad that the press of Atlantic City ignores or amplifies based on their political agenda. And then you have complete sad sacks, useless on-air radio people who claim to be journalists, but they're hacks. Because they don't ask a tough question about, hey, Marty, how did your cousin get another job when you knew he was a predator? Were you unaware he got a gig for the state? Yeah, people like Scott Cronick don't ask questions like that. Both sides of the aisle don't discuss this. And that is why everybody who thinks they're going to become the next mayor, they're not going to, because they don't have the smarts to see that Marty Small is so vulnerable and it's so pathetic that you allow kids to be vulnerable. Do you think if the coin was flipped, do you think Marty would shove something like that in your face all the time? Of course he would. Marty's a scumbag, but he's a real good politician. You got to go for the jugular with Marty. You can't give up. You got to fuck him up with marketing. You got to troll him. You don't. These are all figurative things. You got to be full court press on Marty. Everywhere anybody goes, they're going to be reminded of facts. They're also going to be reminded that the local media, whether it's Scott Cronick on the radio or in the newspaper, fucking lying, ignoring. Same goes with other on-air people, whether it's Harry Hurley. You can't trust these people anymore, but you can trust a slice of white bread. It's ironic, isn't it? Think how stupid that is. But think how wonderful that is, too. I can play the song, Fuck You. I can say fuck you. But I'm telling you, a lot of the people that, they're like sacred cows. When you see something bad, you have to cut it out. We let bad fester in Atlantic City. Obvious bad. Like a cancer on society. Not protecting school kids. Who the fuck does stuff like that? Atlantic City. Atlantic City, yeah. Oh, and then when you know this guy's a scumbag, having sleepovers with kids, then he gets a job at the state. Child Protective Services, I understand. Really? Didn't tell anybody? Laquetta and Marty didn't find out. Hey, oh, congratulations, Cayenne. You got a new job. Nobody asked those questions. That's why all those candidates, from Tom Forkin all fucking down to Mo Del fucking Gatto, any of you better grow a pair and fucking tell the citizens and the parents and the families of Atlantic City the truth. Otherwise, a very dangerous man by the name of Marty Small and his wife, Laquetta, will control a majority of everything you do in Atlantic City. Do you fucking understand? Do you fucking understand? I don't think you do. But none of these candidates tonight, at the Meet the Candidates that Breaking AC did, with Linda Cohen, did a great job. Sadly, all these gentlemen, they're fucking not going to even come close because Marty is on this dude, he takes shit seriously. Where the candidates that we saw tonight, all pussyfooting around. Maybe you bring up the fact that the Atlantic City Boardwalk is dangerous. What have you done, Marty? And matter of fact, Marty, how have you and Chris Brown, how have you guys gotten together to figure out how to attack some of the problems in Atlantic City? Maybe boardwalk crime and murder. I'm telling you, all the candidates tonight, from Forkin down to fucking Mo fucking Delgado, just pack it in now. Because tonight's performance, what you guys were talking about, are you pull your heads out of your ass. Nobody votes based on the shit you're talking about. You got to talk about the stuff that's right in their face. Crime, unsafe school district, a shitty education for the kids. 1 in 4, 25%. Only 25% of kids can pass a math or an English test, right? Thanks, Laquetta. Thanks, Barry. Oh, yeah, Barry, you're doing so well. I know you're on your way out, Barry Caldwell, superintendent of Atlantic City Schools. You fuck. But we're going to give you a 12% raise. Just because. We're going to pad your pension. But Mo Delgado, the leader of the second largest population group in Atlantic City, Hispanic, he was cool with that. You won, Marty. You won. Things were getting so scary in Atlantic City for the riots of May 31, 2020. Hours passed as all the retail stores were being looted. AC Mike had to get in on the action to help secure the Walk Tanger outlets. Thanks, AC Mike. Indeed, it's true. You are fucking everywhere. You're a shitty pickleball player, though. Yeah, it took hours to gain control. That was Marty Small. He was the mayor. Don't forget that. But every candidate who wants to be the mayor of Atlantic City all fucking forgot about it. We need more clean streets. We're going to diversify our economy. We're going to get the luxury tax back. Talk about the stuff that affects everybody. You know what that is? Public safety, crime, and take care of my family, especially at school. Marty and Phil Murphy have failed. But all the Democrats, the D's, will vote because they're D's and they think that Chitterelli's a bad guy. I'm telling you, Murphy's been bad. You know that. Extra dollar a gallon for gas, inflation. What do you think is doing all this? And wait until you see an awful lot of visitors to Atlantic City. We're going to have a lot of people coming to Atlantic City. Yeah, from Haiti. They're Afghanis, or the people that are coming over the Texas border. Marty Small will explain that to you, and he'll probably tell you where they're staying, too. It's going to be busy. It's all coming to Atlantic City. So we should get ready and welcome them. AC Mike is going to be there on the scene. After the bike ride, Marty and Laquetta, they'll be there. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole Derek Brock on the scene. I don't think you even watched the debate. I scrubbed through it a little bit. Yes, that's true, but I got the pictures. But I am going to go through it, but I'm still going to bet that a lot of the stuff I'm mentioning tonight is still true. That these guys are still wishy-washy. They're not going for the jugular. But it's true. I have not listened to all of it. Actually, it was tough to listen to as well. Quality not as great, but it's getting better. But nonetheless, I see your point. I'm going to be listening to the whole thing. I was listening to it with half of an ear, you know. It was in the background. Here's All right. Derek Brock. This pretty much this tells you everything about Atlantic City. Marty does not care about the community. He cares about keeping on the good side of his colleague over there at the CRDA. That's Mr. Gary Hill, the white guy there in the front, and Marty and Kaleem in the back, keeping their heads down, staying quiet. Tells you a little bit about everything, you know. Gary's a supporter of the two gentlemen there. There you go. All right. I think that's all I can handle. But I'm going to watch it. But I'm telling you, it is so important, everybody. Which, yeah, I like this one a lot. This freaking picture creeps me out. Listen. What the hell am I doing up this late? Listen, all I'm saying is this. There is no way in the world, like we know why everybody got freaked out about Trump. Okay, we get it. Orange man bad, get it. But holy crap. You must have thought, holy fuck, our side, the D's, the Democrats, we're choosing Joe Biden. The black community has to be thinking that, but you can't say it out loud. Listen, Trump was crazy. Joe Biden is fucking beyond. I'm an independent. I don't give a fuck whose side. I just want a good president. I don't care. I don't want insane people. Joe Biden. Go Joe Biden. I feel bad for the dude. But why'd you vote for him? Sometimes you got to hold your nose. You got to hold your nose and vote for the one person that's probably going to help you the most. So, 50% of America, a majority of African Americans, they said, yeah, I think Joe Biden's going to make things way better for me. Look at this creepy guy. Holy fuck. He has nothing to do with New Jersey. I mean, has he really helped New Jersey at all? Look at Marty, just proud, man. I don't care, Democrat, Republican, Independent, I don't care. Just don't, if you're going to be a mayor or a councilman or president or a governor, you could do some aggressive things, but don't do fucking crazy shit. Don't open the border. Don't teach perverted sex to fourth graders. Don't teach kids to hate each other. How about that? And Marty has to be reminded, is he a black man or is he a Democrat? What comes first, Marty? Because Marty looks at everything through the lens of skin color. Marty turns his back on Martin Luther King's judge a man by the content of his character, not his skin color. Marty does the exact opposite. Everything Marty does, he has to interject race. And it is successful sometimes. But you got to push back. You got to tell Marty he's full of shit. His family is pulling down over $300,000 a year, pensions out the wazoo. Doesn't really work. Spread a lot of money around. But the average Atlantic City person is not doing better at all. Marty disrespects the patriots, those who died on 9/11. Two Atlantic City residents died on 9/11. Victor Saraceni, one of the airline pilots that went into the World Trade Center. John O'Neill, John O'Neill, the Atlantic City resident, who was the security expert at one of the towers or the World Trade Center. Marty wasn't there. He was watching the Eagles down in Atlanta. Marty's a piece of shit. Sometimes you just have to know. But that's all character stuff. That's him being unprofessional and a big child. But where Marty needs to be, he has to lose this gig. And LaQuetta can't be near the school, can't be a part of a big school decisions. It's all because they knew a predator was roaming and then jumped to an even greater job at the state. And no one wants to look under the hood on that. That is correct, Derek Brock. I am going to... Derek says, I'm beginning to think neither party has our best interest. Whoever wins is going to be under a lot of pressure to play by their rules. You got it. You know that. But I'm telling you, that whole school district thing with Cayenne Frazier, the cousin of the Smalls, with the kids, the sleepovers, the FBI, all those documents are all there. Go read them. Read them all. How the school board and Tracy Riley, the solicitor, all kinds of nonsense. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. It could make a great reality show. I'm not kidding. Parents how do you not light a fire under the ass of every single person that has something to do with your kid's future? How do you not make that priority number one? And Marty Small, that fuck, doesn't give a shit. His wife, Atlantic City High School principal LaQuetta Small, she don't give a shit. Barry Caldwell don't give a shit. LaQuetta wants to be the school superintendent. If Atlantic City lets that happen, I will do a nonstop feature on AC Prime Time warning parents, don't come to Atlantic City if you think you're going to have kids or you still have school-age kids. Don't come here. Don't come here. And then I'll show all the many examples of how dangerous the leadership is here in Atlantic City because they don't give a fuck. So probably people saying, this white bread guy, is he like a far left or right? Is he racist? Is he bigoted? Is he transphobic? I make fun of everybody. That's why George Carlin was so popular. Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Cleavon Little, Blazing Saddles. It was always a lot more fun when we can poke at each other. But we decided to give a lot of power to less than 1% of the total population, and they'll set the direction. Yeah, you know what? I think it's okay that a grown man can use the little girl's room. Yeah, why not? Yeah. That's the kind of shit that we've been fed over the past few years. Why are we letting that happen? Remember that photograph I showed with Marty posing inside one of the local churches with all the pastors? Marty was surrounded by, 6, 7, 8 pastors, local pastors? You know, in the real world, pastors wouldn't stand next to Mayor Marty Small knowing how he and LaQuetta dealt with their cousin who turned out to be a child predator. Marty has a stink on him. He has not come clean about it. Marty has not apologized. Marty has not even told anybody, here's what we're going to do to make sure this stuff never happens. How the fuck do you get away with that? Oh, I get it. You're protected. I'm telling you, I want Frank Gilliam back. I want Frank Gilliam back. I want him up all night long till 3 a.m. in the morning. That's the city I want. At least Frank was fun. Frank was fun. Frank went to Atlantic City Council meetings. He actually went to them. And Marty has no time for that shit. Look at Marty, man. Phil Murphy is so bad for the. He took the black community for a ride. Yeah, okay, everybody, we're going to burn down Atlantic City. We're going to lose your jobs. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. You were doing well, but now that can't happen anymore. Your schools are going to be unsafe. This is all Phil Murphy, and Marty will keep you in line. We're going to give Marty a lot of money. Oh, and by the way, I know we're afraid, so we're going to mask up, except no mask necessary when you are exercising your rights to beat back the oppression. And no mask needed for the May 31st, 2020 Atlantic City riots. They were not fucking peaceful protests. That's why I hate the press of Atlantic City. And anybody that used that phrase. I was there. It's fucking scary. It was you couldn't believe what you were watching. Marty Small was the mayor at that time. They knew what the fuck they were doing. Look at that fathead. Oh, jeez. Barry Caldwell. There you go. I'll leave you with that. Anyway, thanks for letting me. I cursed an awful lot. I believe, in summary, I think tonight was the night where I literally said the mayor of Atlantic City allegedly, he may have a vagina. I said allegedly. So, I don't know what you're trying to tell me. Is that it? So go to AC Prime Time. Hey, thanks, Derek. I wonder, I do seem to have a fair amount of black viewers, which is kind of cool. I think I get Muslim viewers because they realize that I think my strategy was to imagine if All in the Family, Archie Bunker, the bigot, the big show, the big popular show in the 70s where, he just said stuff that you still love the guy, but he was such a stone cold bigot. And then, George Jefferson moved in next door. He was the opposite. He hated Whitey, and then George Jefferson was moving on up. That's the kind of stuff that, we don't do that anymore on TV or radio. No, we can't. We're too afraid. Facebook should kick me off. Yeah, it is very difficult to listen to things that, we don't do that around here. Yeah. Very offensive. That's what I love about this. I think people do not trust the mainstream media. They don't trust aggressive groups that fight for social justice, but they're just looking to disrupt the good life you used to have. And the local media doesn't really share any of this information. Both sides, liberals, independents, conservatives. But it is tough to be the mayor of Atlantic City because on day one, you get sworn in, you're like handcuffed. Can't really do much. But at the very least, how about being a nice mayor, being respectful, being a man, being a woman? Don't do slimy things. Don't go on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God and talk about how much racism there is in Atlantic City. Marty, you're such a tool. You go to New York on the biggest show on the radio, reaching the black and people of color community, Charlemagne the God, the Breakfast Club, and you're on there talking about how racist Atlantic City is and how stupid the state police or the police are because you didn't do nothing wrong, Marty. You didn't do nothing. Just stop talking about the racism. It's tired. It's tiring. You're kicking ass, Marty, you dumb fuck. I just wish one of those candidates, they got to take off the gloves. They're not even come close to beating Marty. Marty knows how to win elections. He's got a lot of experience, if you know what I mean. Because sometimes people let you slide when you make a mistake. But when Marty and LaQuetta said, I don't care about your kids, and Barry Caldwell as well, that was they crossed a line in the sand. You can't mess with the kids. Can't mess with the kids. You can't do that. Not good. You cannot do that. So, I don't know why that's not working. All right. Yeah, I can't hear that. All right, everybody. Thanks. Go to acprimetime.com. That's acprimetime.com, the webcast. Appreciate it.